My name is Sammy Dharia. In 1999, divine intervention happened to me. Ever since, I can't stop talking about or spreading about my testimony of what happened that day. It's been 23 years now, and I've been going through a lot. So I understand the need of the third temple in Jerusalem. Now, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I spend my time with my father to help and bring and unite all the Jewish people together to Israel, to help bring order in this chaotic world and the next for humankind. My mission is to win over your heart. My hope is to construct this third temple so the whole world can see the God glory. I am the one the whole world is looking for. Shalom, praise the Lord, gloria a Dios. As you know, I always come up with something new, and I want you to tune with me all the way, and I want you to also watch my previous videos so you can understand where am I going. Today's title will be I am the one who sent me to you. He is the one sent me to you to give you a good news. To not only to Jew, it is for the Jew and the Gentile. I'm here for the whole world. It's not going to be only for Jew. And I will known all over the world as the Jewish rabbis are telling everybody that we will know who he will be because he will be known all over the world. And only way you know I will be all over the world because when they will choose and when I will be in the news, the whole world will know because right now as it is, only Jewish people are waiting for their Moshiach. Even though everybody else knows that there is somebody's coming or we are in the end time or this is the final generation. So they all know something is happening because all the signs and prophecies being fulfilled. So I will be known all over the world sooner or later. Now I am not exalting myself. I've been exalted by my fathers once, and he will be exalted me again. And that day you all will know who I am. Now I always tell you that I am the Shiloh. I am the son of King David. I am the one who Balaam prophesied that he will come in the end. He sees somebody in the end. The Jacob, the one prophesied that he said the scepter will come from the tribe of Judah. That's a Shiloh. In the last one I told you that I am the Adam. I am the son of man. I am the son of King David. I am the branch from the Zechariah chapter 3, the Joshua, and I am the Daniel from the dead, and also the ancient one. Now, with that, there are a lot of other titles you will end up giving me, or I can tell you. But this is what God have given me, and I am again not trying to lead anybody astray. I am not trying to stumble nobody, not a Jew, not a Christian, but I am in the middle of Jewish people and the Christian people. I don't right now worrying about the Muslim and Hindus, but at this point, I've been getting a lot of comment through Christians and Jewish, and most of them are probably immature, because if they knew who I am, they would not be writing me or telling me or teach me. Because I know who I am, I can teach them, I can let them know what is the word is exactly talking about, because Spirit of the Lord is rest upon me. As you know, my testimony in the beginning, that way I do not have to repeat again. Now, age of 36, when God came in my life, when the Son of Man came in the cloud of heaven and he rest upon me. Remember 36. Moses also was 36 years in exile, or 36 years. After the 36 years, he came into his ministries. The same thing in June of 1999. From 1962 to 1999, if you look, is 36 years. And that's where the Son of Man came and rest upon me. And that's how I've been revealed and also been caught up so many times in heaven. As a Zechariah chapter 3, I was caught up in heaven, front of the Father, and then they gave me the crown. And then the Daniel chapter, that I saw the throne were put and ancient one sat down, the crown was given. I see the millions and millions people stood front of me, and thousands of angels behind me and ministered to me. So all those things been happen in my life. But the main focus of today's video, that I want you to understand that I am in the middle of you guys, and if I say something to Jewish people, they will be offended, and they are the one waiting for me, or they are the one waiting for their Moshiach till they accept me. And the other side, if I say something to Christian people, which is they also do not understand the real truth, and I will offend them. It's like right now I was watching one of the video about this. All the Christians people were in Jerusalem and they were celebrating something that I don't know, but they were from all over the world. And I see this rabbi, call him rabbi, is Tobiah Singer, and he was with first of all, you don't have to lie for who you are, and he was having a badge of press release. If you are rabbi, or are you a minister, or you from some press? Are you working for the press now? So listen, what Bible talk about now, he knows the word very well, from Old Testament to the New Testament. And he do not need to be argue or need to be asked questions and stand in front of all those Jews. He is the only one who was there. Only he was there. You know how dumb it looks like that you go confront thousands of people and you are standing and confronting them. You are actually, you ask, you been offended? No, they wasn't offended at all. They were actually laughing. You the one was very serious. You the one got offended. You all need to stop doing this thing. How can they come and convert Jew when they already knows that God have made covenant with the Jew? They knows that too. They knows they are being grafted in. They've been grafted in. They're not trying to convert you, but they're still telling you that Christ is the God. But in the right time, God will reveal you also, and God will reveal them also. There is always, I've been telling you, A plan and B plan. Now, look, I am in the middle again, and sometimes I ask God, can I just open everything and let them know? But sometimes He is stopping me. He said, wait. But indirectly, I've been always telling you who I am and where I came from and where am I going also. And then what will come back again. So all those things are written in the Old Testament and the New Testament. Now my main focus is to explain to you there is A plan and B plan. Now if you read Isaiah chapters, the Isaiah, he talks about good and bad, the bad people and the good people, and the remnant of the people. You know that not all of them will be saved, because there are so many of them are astrays. A lot of people not gonna believe, and a lot of people still continue be doing the wrong thing, as Daniel chapter 12 is talking about. And also synagogues of Satan. Now synagogues of Satan was there in the past, and synagogues of Satan is right now. It says they will come in the sheep cloth. They will teach you good things, but the main thing what they're supposed to tell you, when it comes to there, they divert and they say, well, I didn't read this. This is not the chapter I read. I just going through the context. So I was watching one of other video, a very prominent, very good rabbi. He talks so good. And when it comes to Zechariah chapter, and he start talking about 12 chapter Zechariah, and he said, well, I haven't read the whole chapter, but I'm just reading what the Rambam and what is the context say. Now, that is not right thing to do. You should read yourself what it says, and you know in your heart. I think so. His name is Rabbi Rubin, I guess. And he is the one from California, and he is the one divert the whole Zechariah chapter. And he said, no, it's talking about Israeli people. No, it's talking about the Son of Man. He's talking about Son of Man. I can read that one. Let's read Zechariah 12. Then we read some Isaiah chapter, and I can explain to you A and B. On the same time, the Christian people, listen to me. If you read the Matthew chapter 22, in the end, when Jesus asked, who is the Christ? And they said, he is the son of King David. And then he said, how could it be he can be son of King David when son of David said, Lord, speak to my Lord? How can it be then the Christ can be his son? So over there, you should understand that Christ wasn't the son of King David. He was the source. He was the root. He was exist before Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It says over here. And his main identity in the title is I am. Now remember also when I was talking about Tobiah, he knows all the word from Old Testament, the New Testament. He shouldn't be stumbled nobody. He shouldn't be argue with nobody. If they are Christian and they marry to Christian, or they marry to somebody else, then they become a Christian. Or even it could be a Jew, it could be a Muslim, they will be Christian. That was the First Corinthians is talking about. You cannot convert nobody unless God knows who you are. So you shouldn't be worrying about what those Christian people come in Jerusalem and do, because sooner or later the whole world will come and worship over there in Jerusalem because my Father has been dwell over there. Remember, I always tell you the covenant he had made with me and you. So over there, I'm sorry, I'm going back again, that in the Zechariah chapter, let's read the Zechariah chapter 12 to make you understand why this everybody is diverting everything, and it's written very, very clear. So if we read, it says, if you read in Zechariah chapter 7 and down there, you can see that he is talking about end time. And then it says in the 10, and I will pour out on the house of David in the inhabitant of Jerusalem a spirit of grace and supplications. They will look on me. Listen to me. They will look on who? Look on who? Look on God? Okay, let's look on God. The one they have pierced. They never pierced the God. They never pierced the God. So whom they talking about? They don't know the God. They haven't seen the God. Nobody's seen the God. So over here he says, but remember, he always said first, he talks the word and he become a flesh. So over here he's talking about, they will look on me, the one they have pierced. It's I think so it's called present past. When it says have pierced, because pierced is in a past. So, and they will mourn for him as one mourn for an only child, the grieve bitterly for him as one grieves for a firstborn son. Now let me tell you what he's trying to tell you over there, that whatever you see, whatever happened in the past, you're gonna see again in the future. You will see in the future the Son of Man will suffer again just for you, because to let you all know that God had made a covenant with you. God had promised to you that I will come one day and I will dwell with you. My house will be built. The temple will be built. I will bring everybody back into promised land. So over here, if you read, first he's talking about past and then he's talking about in future. Let's read. On that day, the weeping in Jerusalem will be great, like the weeping of Hadai Rimon in the plain of Megiddo. So when this word comes, Megiddo and everything, most of the rabbi will say, oh, well, there will be a war and the Ben Joseph will be die and then everybody will cry. And no. It doesn't say anything. And let me tell you about the Ben Joseph. It's not written that he will come. Yes, in Zechariah chapter, there will be two anointed one will come. So do in the Revelation chapter, there will be a two anointed one will come. Definitely, there is no doubt there are two anointed one. But Ben Joseph is not being said anything about that in this Torah, that Ben Joseph will come. And we just have to just think that there will be somebody, they think that he could be in military or with a power and everything. Now, I am not sure how everything will happen, because only my Father knows. Day-to-day basis, whatever he tells me, I'm doing it. But I am the end. That's all I can tell you. I am here. This is the last generation, and you all will see me on my throne. I don't know how, but you all will see. So let's read some more stuff. The land will mourn, each clan with itself. So he's talking about each and every clan will be mourning. Now this thing never happened. It never happened in past. He's talking about will happen in the future, and everybody will be mourned. So, and I know you will say the same thing. How could our Moshiach can die? No, Moshiach never die. He will not die. He is divine. And so let's talk over here. A plan, B plan. God always have A plan. A plan is talking about us as a Jew, and B plan is talking about Gentile. Now, if you don't understand, you can read Isaiah chapter 9 when he is talking about that what he will do also for Gentile in Galilee. And if you read Isaiah chapter 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now 11 is all things about the second, the king, the son of King David. Everything is about son of King David that God had promised in 2 Samuel 7:13 and the Daniel chapter 12:13. As you know, as for you go your way until the end, you will rest at the end of the days. You will rise again to receive your inheritance. On the same time, 7:13. As my vision continued that night, I saw someone look like man coming with the cloud of heaven. And he approached the Ancient One and he led him into his presence. Now, all those things I have explained to you in my past video. Who's the Ancient One? Who's the Son of Man? And who I am. The Ancient One is the Daniel because he was born before and he is the one come back. And the Son of Man who rests upon him, he is from the beginning. He is the Shiloh. So if you want to know what will be the Moshiach name, the one of the Moshiach name will be Shiloh. It's very simple. He has a plenty identities, plenty names, but in the beginning, whatever the Jacob said, that Shiloh will come. That's who I am in the final generation. So let's read over here Isaiah chapter 11, 12, 7, 11, 7 and onwards, and I will read few of them. Especially, let me read one more time Isaiah chapter 53, where everybody is both sides are actually fighting that our Messiah is already here, and over here they say, no, our Messiah is not here. Our Messiah is coming right now. And the Christians will say, our Messiah already came. So let me explain to you who was Moses. Moses took them to the promised land. And that's who I am. I am taking them to the promised land. But in reality, whoever it is above me will be revealed one day to you, all of them. To all the world, people will know who's above me. At this point, I am taking almost everybody back to understand there is only one God, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God have sent me to you to build the house of his house in Jerusalem, where he will be dwell. And the whole world will see the God glory, and everybody will come and worship over there. So let's read chapter 53. The 53 is over here. It says, he was despised and he was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrow and familiar with suffering, like one from whom men hide their faces. He was despised, and he esteemed him not. Surely he took up our infirmities and carried our sorrow. Yet we consider him stricken by God, smitten by him, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgression. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was upon him. Peace was upon him, and by his wound we are healed. We all like sheep have gone astray. Each of us has turned to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. Now over there was plan A. Now listen to plan B over here. He is still going on. He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. He was led like a lamb to slaughter, and as a sheep before her shearer is silent. So he did not open his mouth. By oppression and judgment he was taken away, and who can speak of his descendant? Now listen. Over here is part B starts. The plan B, he says, by oppression and judgment he was taken away, and who can speak of his descendant? For he was cut off from the land of the living. For the transgression of my people he was stricken. He was assigned a grave with the wicked, and with the rich in his death, though he had done no violence, nor was any deceit in mouth. Now listen. Yet it was the Lord's will to crush him and cause him to suffer. And though the Lord makes his life a guilt offering, he will see his offspring and prolong his days. Do you understand what he's saying? He said in the future, he will see his offspring and prolong his days. God is going to give him a days on the earth, on the land, where he will see his offspring in the future. And the will of the Lord will prosper in his hand. After the suffering of his soul, he will see the light of life and be satisfied by his knowledge. My righteous servant will justify many, and he will bear their iniquities. Therefore, I will give him a portion among the great. So he's talking about the exactly same thing you all going to see again. You're going to see again. That day you will be mourned. Now, the last part, and he will divide the spoil with the strong, because he poured out his life unto death. Now, over here, it was a past. Over here, he start talking about future, that he will see his offspring, he will get to prolong his days. And then he's talking about, and was numbered with the transgression, for he bore the sin of many, and made intercession for the transgressor. I told you before that when the Spirit of the Lord rests upon me, when the Son of the Man came in the cloud, when he came with the flesh, I saw him with the flesh, and he took my spirit, and he poured his spirit upon me, and now my spirit is still up there with his body, doing the intercessor for everybody. Now, that I do over here on the earth, every day I pray for everybody, and he does up there while sitting up there. So we both are interceding for the whole world. Remember, there will be two anointed ones, and they both will be assist the world to the God. So I am here, again, I don't know, Ben Joseph, I don't know, he may come, he may not come, the Elijah may come, may not come. Like I told you, that if they do not accept me, if they do not hasten me, then God will put me. Remember, right now, everybody's praying down there in Jerusalem on that wall. Okay, even God said that my people do not know anything. They worship by the man-made. It's just like they are worshiping idols, because their worship is not what the God wants. God wants that you pray in secret. your prayer will be heard in secret, and the reward you will get when you pray. But when you pray in public, you're not going to get reward. Everything is written in the Old Testament. It's nothing new in the New Testament that Jesus said. He just said with the parable and with the miracles. But it's written in the Old Testament. You can read and understand. My Father do not want that anybody argue each other right now. At this point, Christians and Jewish should be one and pray that His will be done, not ours, not mine, not even mine. I want His will be done on the earth as is in heaven. He is talking to you through me. We are in the end time, like I said several times. And if I read again chapter 11, 11 is Isaiah. He talks about the B plan, about the son of King David. Let's read that one. A shoot will come up from the stump of Jesse. From his root a branch will bear fruit. The Spirit of the Lord will rest on him. The Spirit of wisdom and understanding. The Spirit of counsel and power. The Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord. And he will delight in the fear of the Lord. That's who I am. That's the one he's talking about, son of King David. He will raise a banner for the nations and gather the exile of Israel. He will assemble the scattered people of Judah from the four quarters of the earth. Remember we had 4 exiles. I don't know if you all know everything or not. I'm sure Ramban and Rabbi always talk about all the exiles. And one of the exiles is Persia to India. So if you think I'm a Hindu and I'm Indian, you're not a Jew, whatever the questions you have, first read, first understand the history. Then you all will know who I am. Jewish people are all over the world. In 1933 to 1950, I guess, 1933, there are 50,000 people moved to India. They have asylum from Europe. They ran away and came to India. So Jewish people are in ancient time. They were in India. The God have choose me among everybody, so I can bring everybody back on the table to worship the one God. Now, a lot of things are coming. As you know what's going on with the North Korea. Just now they fire missile and end up in China and also in close to South Korea. The other side, the Iran, where our president said that he's going to free Iran very soon. Looks like he's preparing to go war over there. Ukraine and Russia haven't come down yet. Our oil is going to, the diesels are in a shortage right now. The reserve is about to finish in about 10-15 days. If Russia stopped the grain ship to export to other countries, that will be another famine is coming. There is an earthquake in Mexico just now happened yesterday. All those things are even in Christianity, they talk about in Matthew chapter 24:15. But remember, when they say, no one knows the days of the things, no one knows the day of His coming. That's the way they said, but it says, no one knows the day and the hour of the things I told you. The things He told us, that all these things will happen. When you see all these things will happen, I will be at the door. And also He said, lot of things. Jesus said that many will come on my name. Many will come on my name. Remember, I never told you I'm Jesus. I never told you I'm a Christ. Like other people talk about that. There is one guy said, I am a Jesus and deal with me. The other guy said, I am a Christ. Other one said, I'm a God. I am the Moshiach for the Jew to take them home and build my Father's house. That's who I am. Yes, Jesus did told you, so you do not stumble. Many will come in his name. I came on his name, but I don't use his name. He sent me to bring the Jew people back first, and that way the Gentile will know. Remember chapter 9 in Isaiah. Let me read one Isaiah chapter 9, and that way you will understand where am I going. This is Isaiah chapter 9. He says over here, nevertheless, there will be no more gloom for those who were in distress. In the past, he humbled the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali. But in the future, he will be honored Galilee of the Gentiles. So this is we're talking about in the past. In the future, when the Jesus came over here, he says, future he will be honored Galilee of the Gentile by the way of the sea along the Jordan. The people of walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of the shadow. Now, if you go down there, then look what he says. In the chapter 7, he's talking about the Emmanuel, the virgin. From the virgin, son will be given. Over here he says, for to us, to who? To Israel. Us, a child is born. To us, a son is given. And the government will be on his shoulder, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of the government and the peace, there will be no end. So over here, he's talking about the Moshiach, because Jesus never was a king at that time. Over here, he's talking about the son of King David will be on his inheritance, the royal line. And the last, he will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom, establishing and upholding it with a justice and righteousness from that time on and forever. The zeal of the Lord Almighty will accomplish this. It's finished. God had promised son of King David, and he will be in his throne, and that's who I am. That will happen. So Christian people, listen. Okay, do not judge me. It says in I think so it's chapter 7 in Matthew, do not judge me, and you will be judged according to the same measure you use. But on the same time, I am telling the same thing to Jewish people and the Christian people. What about Tobiah? You are wrong. And you are wrong. None of them are wrong, I told you. None of them are wrong. But by questioning each other is not going to do any good to nobody, because Tobiah knows the word and he is not using that word in rightly manners. Like I said, there are synagogues of Satan, and they do not want that they go down. If you look at that video, you will understand who been offended, who been have spirit of Lord, who's rejoicing. Now, and then he talk about the Hindus and Buddhists and Christianity. Oh, they all have miracles. That has nothing to do with anything. And why would you go over there front of everybody and show whole world what are you doing? It doesn't make any sense. So my main message is today's I want to focus on A plan and B plan. There is God have a plan and B plan for both of them, and you cannot understand the mystery of God, and I came over here to solve the mystery. I'm trying to let you all know that God have a two plan. One is whatever happened in the past, in the future you will see the same scenario. As Christian people, if you understand the two prophets will die and rose again, that day, after that there will be a rapture. That day the whole world will see, not only you, the whole world will see. You're not going nowhere. Tell your pastors, we're not going nowhere. We want to see. We want to see that thing. The two prophets died and rose again. We want to wait over here. You will be blessed because you will see him. Even though you, blessed by, have not seen and believed. But just think that if you have a chance to see that one, you already blessed, but if you have a chance to see that these two prophets died and rose again on the third day, what a miracle. The whole world will see on the TV, whole world. That day people will be mourned, people will be cry, people will be feel like they had done something wrong in the past. That's what is all about. Understand, I am that mystery. I am that mystery. Nobody can talk to you like this. Only the one who came from above. You all from below, I am from above. You cannot understand. If you honor me, you are honoring me, my Father. I came to do His will, not mine. I came to drink the cup of suffering that you all have not seen yet. All those things will happen if A plan and B plan, the A plan, they can hasten me and put me, give me my throne. Let's build the temple. Or they can still start building the temple and we'll see the destruction. It's written, all those things is written. 7 years, 70 weeks of prophecy in Daniel chapter 9:24 to 9:27. If you read what happens in the end, and when you all think that 69 weeks pass and Jesus is already died and he already did everything. No. He says 67 will pass, which is 434 will pass out of 490 somewhere. And the anointed one will be killed. So from 434 to 490, which is you have to count from that year to that year on 6,000 years or 5,790 years, which is right now we are on 5,783. So if you count the 7 years, 5,790, which is 490 years of prophecy. And if you count those last 7 years, over there, the anointed one will be killed. And looks like he accomplished nothing. But when you will see that he rise again, that day you all will come to know. I don't know if I'm doing right thing or not, if I'm opening too much for you, or if I have to open all this thing, I have no idea. But I just depend on Him. He is the one talking through me. So this is whatever it comes out from my mouth, you better take it or leave it. But this is what He has revealed me, and this is what I came to do, His word. Thank you very much, and God bless you, and we'll see you next time.